Oh, I forgot to link my stream. Oh well.
In the GNR?
No, over in my buddy's Discord, like I said I would. That's fine. Do you want to do the
Is
intros?
it the one that I joined? No, you got it.
Yeah. All right.
Which
So,
one is it?
it is Lucid's 9 game.
Right.
Okay. So in the bottom right, or bottom left rather, playing the red Terran, it is our 5K Terran player, Vega. I believe this guy's a new recruit.
He is.
Okay, and then in the top right, playing the blue or teal Zerg, it's our buddy Cruel. I thought that I knew who I was. I thought he was retro. I think I mixed them up.
Yeah. No.
I'm not super familiar with either of these two
Cruel
players.
used to be Top Master Zerg.
Oh, yes, it's that Cruel. Okay, I gotcha. Cool. So far, fairly standard opening. Room left in the wall for the reactor, so this is probably going to be a 1-1-1 opener from Vega. Sending
Pull
the
first.
scouting SCV across. Yeah, it looks like it was a gas pool. The scouting SCV is going to go directly to the third by the looks of it, so it's not actually going to see this. This might be a bit of an advantage here for
it's going back in.
Oh, there it goes. Okay.
So that's some weird pathing. Actually, I think that's the normal pathing because it has to go all the way around on the right.
Yeah, you're right. It is just the normal pathing. So he sees the hatchery, which is at a bit of a weird timing, so that's going to give him an indication that there's something odd here. There's the pool. So he's aware there's a pool. Let's see what his reaction is.
Speed goes down.
Reaper's still building. Yep, speed being built. Still mining out of the gas, so I'm expecting that there's probably going to be a Bane nest coming down very shortly.
Actually, I'm more along the lines of he forgot.
Really? You think so?
I do.
Okay. So, Schmeat going with Cruel forgot, and I'm going to say that at some point there's probably going to be a Baneling nest, although it is late at this point. If he's going to put it down, it's late.
I'm thinking it's late, so I think it's standard macro except for really late taking out of gas.
Yeah, okay. So the Reaper's forced to stay at home, and the Lings are now moving across the map. There's not going to be a whole lot of damage to be done here, I don't think.
Yeah.
This was adequately scouted. We're going to go into a 2-1-1 from this, because Vega's going to want to punish the Zerg for taking such a
late third.
Yeah, such a late third and such a poor economic opening. Yeah, here comes the Overlord. So he is going to see that it is a 2-1-1 build. But I think that the Zerg might be boned from this point a little bit.
He takes out a gas finally. See, he forgot.
He did forget.
I wouldn't say he's necessarily boned. He could have some interesting. No, he can't. Nope, he's just.
No, I'm pretty sure he's boned.
Yeah, he's boned.
I mean, this is going to be not too bad here, getting some damage done. But by the time this 2-1-1 comes out, the Zerg is just not going to have enough economy to sustain the pressure that double medevac drops are going to be able to put on. I think that he's just too far behind.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have the queens to hold.
No. But we're going to wait till that part of the game comes to pass, I guess, because we're not there yet. Something could happen. We could see some more kills here. Oh, he's doing a really good job with these Lings getting a couple SCV kills. So it's at least keeping the Terran from exploding in a way that, it might delay the push by 10, 15 seconds or so, which is decent.
2 workers killed, plus what is that, 2 Marines? Or did he get the Reaper?
I believe he did get the Reaper.
A Marine and a Reaper.
And a little bit of lost mining time, including on a mule.
Yeah. He's gonna see the push. 2-1-1 doesn't usually have a Hellion.
No, but there are variations nowadays that include a couple Hellions or a Widow Mine. So
I've seen the Widow Mine, but is he gonna pump out Widow Mines or Hellions from that? Oh no!
I think honestly the Hellion might just be a little safety Hellion because he was having to deal with the Lings and he didn't really have speed to chase, or he didn't want to be able to be stimming to chase them. So I think the Hellion's just to help with the Ling defense there. It was just a single Hellion just to help out.
Should be a Tech Lab. Coming down. right?
I'm pretty sure he has to wait until after the medevacs come out before he starts switching into Tech Lab production. I'm not a Terran player, so I'm not 100%, but as far as I'm aware, he can't have both the medevacs coming out and the push going out and a tank ready.
I thought you just dropped the tech lab earlier.
Oh, there's a
no,
little
no,
hole in
it's
the
a
wall, and
wall.
this is going to be a massive amount of damage. Oh, good positioning by the Marines, and actually he manages to stave off most of the damage, almost all of the damage going down onto the Marines. Some SCVs going down now, but fairly minimal. With the medevacs moving across the map, I think that this
He
is looking...
does have a total of 10 workers killed.
That is pretty good, but that doesn't stop this the power of this push. And roaches are going to deter it a bit, but there's just not a whole lot of mobility here. So, and there's not a whole lot of creep spread. So
Take out these.
yeah, the Terran's kind of forced into either taking out these overlords. He's not even going to do it. He's just going to go to the main. So he's seeing that this is a roach army, not a speedling army. So he knows they can't respond to these drops that pressure two locations and can quickly pick up and change location very well. So he's actually switched tactics.
This push is actually late, is it not?
Oh yes, the 2-1-1. The 2-1-1, yes. Yes, it is. It's because he was taking the harassment
all
damage.
in right now.
Yeah, Zerg's looking like he wants to get to about 150 supply and then just push across the map with roaches. But I don't know if that's going to happen with these Marines here. They're doing a lot of damage and they're successfully stopping the mining from happening.
Some decent macro coming behind us. We still don't have a... Oh, there the tank goes. Tank's in production with Marines. He has not... Alright, he already finished Stim and Marine shields.
Third CC is done.
1-1 is on the way.
And being morphed into a orbital command at the moment.
Interestingly enough,
two more barracks being added.
We don't see upgrades. Oh, we do. That is missile and carapace.
We have 1-1 upgrades coming down for Terran. They're about a fifth of the way done, just behind the upgrades for Zerg.
About a third.
It is now, yeah. When I first looked at it.
It's just a fourth of the way done for the Terran.
Just a little bit behind the Zerg's upgrades, which is right about normal.
Got some BM in the chat from some washed up Protoss.
Yeah, look at that. Look at these losers. He says, from the bench. There he is on the bench. It's washed up Protoss. How's it going, Zola? This isn't a giant army that's going to push across, but it might be able to do something here. This Zerg's base that he's trying to take, this fourth the Zerg is trying to take is really greedy and quite out in the open. With no creep spread there,
no creep spread, not taking the north fourth.
I think that this yeah, the push is going to come inevitably out from the Terran's third, and if he scouts this fourth and Cruel tries to keep that fourth, it's going to be bad news bears, because a tank push is going to just annihilate that. Now, saying that, there is a very large Roach Ravager army coming out. He's nearing that 150 supply mark that I was talking about, where he might want to push out. It is about a minute later than he would have liked, but it's still scary.
Got 10 more Marines and another tank to back up, but looks like he doesn't want the smoke.
No, just opting to instead just drop with a single medevac full of Marines to pull the Zerg back while he makes a few more tanks and lets them rally into his army.
Did he just start mining from the fourth instead of the third?
I'm not sure. I didn't see that.
Cruel. He's currently still doing it.
Oh yeah, he is too. I think because he's getting harassed so heavily on the third, he's opted to instead take this fourth and try to defend it by having this giant push of roaches in front of it, right?
That makes sense. Having no creep at your fourth out in the open means that you should mine from that instead of the third. That's actually big brain.
It is kind of a big brain thing, but it's also very all in. Like, because if this push gets stopped, he's completely screwed. This is an incredibly scary push, though. There's a lot of Roach Ravager on the ground. The biles are coming down. They didn't really connect on anything, but
No.
They are getting
This
funneled
push is
here
going to
too.
be fended off. The third is going down.
With the Speedling reinforced, they actually do better against the bio, the naked bio, than they do as just Roach Ravager. So there's still an opportunity here, but I think there's just too much bio.
Now with the tank as well.
Yeah, the tank in the background. All of those bios were wasted too. They were all shot down at the exact same time. Tank goes down, but so does the Roach and Ravager army in a pool of blood. I think that's GG. It is.
Only 7 workers down, but missing his third now.
Yeah. Very well played by both players. That was actually a much closer game than I was expecting.
Washed up Protoss says can't talk to me like that.
I just did.
I'd counter with, just did.
Just did, bud. Just did. Just did.
Just did.
Just did.
Crew's a little bit behind on their drones. Oh shit, what map? This was Nightshade?
Yeah, I'm just going to quickly link my stream.
During your match, you're gonna have to deafen yourself in Discord, and I'll cast it for your stream. They'll just watch your perspective.
Okay. Oh, if I deafen myself, they won't. You won't.
They won't pick up. You're right.
Yeah.
You can cast it yourself then.
I'll just play my own perspective.
What are your predictions for game 2?
Oh, jeez. Let's see. This map. This map's pretty good for Zerg, but Terrans do like it a lot as well. I think we're probably going to see a similar playstyle, but I think that Cruel is most likely not going to be as aggressive. So we're going to probably end up seeing Vega get to explode his macro a little bit more. And
I think Cruel's gonna cheese.
you think Cruel's gonna cheese? All right, let's see it. Let's see it.
I'm thinking some kind of roach.
All right.
All right.
So on the bottom right, once again, it is GNR Vega, the Terran.
Currently up 1-0 over GNR's washed up Zerg. Cruel.
The washed up Zerg, the retired player, come back from the grave. All right. So far, nothing to note. It's 420 Mountain Dew Hero 69 Doritos. Welcome back. God.
What's up, 420 Mountain Dew Hero 69 Doritos?
I can't even say it. Not much, he says. So gas going down. This looks like it's going to be a 1-1-1 build. Cruel opening up with a standard hatch first, and then gas pool. And Vega gonna do a quick scout.
Scoot.
Little scooty scout. Sees the standard timing. Do you think he's gonna block the third, or do you think he's gonna go back home?
He's probably gonna go back home.
Yeah, it looks like it. There's the rally line right back into the base, even with a patrol. So every series getting casted. Well, I can't cast my own series except to commentate my own games. So, no, in that sense. But I will.
They'll be playing sequentially.
Everything will be on stream, though.
I'm watching a show with my GF, so one of you two play next, please. That sounds like a forfeit win. However, you are in the 4th game, so I think you're all right, buddy.
Yeah. Krill's going to start doing a little bit of damage to his hatchery, as there's nothing really there right now. Or rather, Vega to Krill's hatchery.
Where are those drones?
Where are the drones? That is a good question. I don't see a Roach Warren, and the drones seem a little bit
that's
late.
1 in the main and 2 still on gas.
Yeah, and we have 8 lings moving across the map now. So, gonna be looking to do a little bit of damage. They're not gonna be able to get there in time to deny the building of the CC, but
this is a Bane bust.
Yes, as we see in the main, the Bailey nest goes down. No more drones. Oh no, there are drones in production. Okay, that might be a mistake.
Bad.
Yeah, that's a mistake. He shouldn't have drones in production if he's doing a Bane bust. Because he shows them the lings now, and he's saying, "Hey, this is an aggressive build." He's in the main base. Can he get a little bit of damage done here? Or do you think he's going to get completely denied? Oh, the speed finishes.
He might get a little damage, but I don't think it's worth.
He's doing damage to the supply depot.
Especially with building more drones, I think that was very not worth.
Yeah, now 16, 18, 20 lings are coming out, but that seems kind of late considering the first 8 lings just died at the main, and instead we were building drones during that.
And we got a Hellion out.
We've got 1 Hellion out.
Gonna live.
Fortunately, these 2 drones are going to be here long enough to at least delay the building of this bunker so the rest of the lings can get there. With only 1 Hellion out, is that going to deter all of these lings? Oh my goodness, that's so many Banelings. So just for everyone in the chat, that just so you know, it takes 5 Banelings to destroy a bunk or a supply depot, right? So if you aim it at the barracks, both supply depots go down with 5 Banelings. This is, the hell is that? 10 Banelings. So that's literally double the amount. So what we're gonna do here is just burst into the natural and try to kill everything off. It's actually working pretty well. Everything's low health. Most things are in red. Just the Hellion and 1 Marine. 2 Marines, rather. They get caught. It's not bad at all. This Hellion is the last standing defense. As it just retreats and lets his SCV brethren die. It looks like these supply depots are going to go down without too much. Hellions come out. They're going to fight on the ramp. This is a good choke. If he can hold this and Cruel doesn't notice. He's not repairing, though, and the lings get around, so now they have a surround on this Hellion. Just a couple of... Oh, and the rest of the lings coming. I think this is actually going to work for Cruel. I think he has Vega dead.
Yep.
This has been a lot of damage at this point. The SCV, or the units are just kind of trickling out for Cruel. For Vega, rather.
If he switches into macro game right now, I think Crow wins.
I don't even think he needs to. I think he can just keep pumping lings and build a drone every time he builds lings.
Since that
build that 1 drone every round.
Needlessly. Yeah, this looks like Cruel's game.
Yeah, I think Cruel's got this. Is just Vega kind of scratched his head and thinking about what he did wrong here and how he can make this not happen in the game 3.
Called the cheese.
Yeah. You did call the cheese. You nailed it. Here comes the single Baneling. It's going to try to micro into the... Oh, no, it gets killed. It was going to try to micro into the SCV line to try to soften up all the SCVs for these lings.
Vega not wanting
but it doesn't
to
matter.
This game.
No, I think he's just taking this time to think about what happened so he can kind of mulligan a response for next game. GG he's called, and the series goes to a 1-1. Not bad.
Game 3 going to be played out on a map. Simulacrum.
All right, moving into game 3. Nice and quick. What does the map look like? Look on the right. Just 1 second before we start this. All right. Looks like everybody's ready. Back into the game here.
All right, let's start it up.
All right, game three. Game three between these two. Is it going to be a second cheese attempt, or are we going to see a little more of a straight up game from these two? I'm not really sure.
I believe a different type of cheese will be used.
A different type of cheese from our buddy Cruel, who is
This looks like a proxy Rex.
spawning in the top left. A proxy
Oh,
Rax
true.
coming out from Vega, our Terran spawning in the bottom right. Two SCVs going out to the bottom left-hand side of the map, probably going to build their racks either up on this high ground or just down here. That'd be a pretty far distance, but yeah,
It's
there
probably
we
going to
go.
be right outside the net.
So generally Zergs, the overlord pathing for a Zerg will come right over this, but it won't necessarily see it until they're almost done. So it's not a bad
However,
place,
this
but
pathing,
it's crap. This is crap path.
yeah,
This is craptastic. So these overlords are basically just double checking the scout path of each other. This is not great.
they gotta make sure.
You gotta be
They gotta
double
be
sure.
Double sure, yeah.
You gotta get to that natural twice. So unfortunately, this isn't going to be the most knowledgeable response from Cruel, but it is going to be a fortunate lineup of the builds because he did go gas pool, so he possibly has a chance here to defend this just off sheer dumb luck. Which isn't bad. That's always a good thing to rely on. So when your sheer dumb luck seems to be working.
Now, does he see that? Hold on.
Let's
He
find
does.
out.
Okay, good.
Oops, press W. He does not see that. No, look at that. The fog of
Double
war
rat,
covers that.
double bunker.
Double bunker. So this is the standard 2 racks. This is how you're supposed to fucking execute it. This is very nicely executed.
Is it normally only one bunker?
Nope, just 2 bunkers.
I don't normally see this.
This is probably because people are doing it wrong. This guy's 5k.
True.
So Cruel with a spine crawler going down in the main. This is necessary for the defense. But there's just not a whole lot of Zerglings to be made at this stage of the game. He cancels the spine crawler. Interesting. Okay.
That's what we call F.
Yeah. So one response that can be made here is to go into a Ling Nidus, as he already has 2 overlords across the map. He can put down a second gas and go into Nidus right now, but it looks like he's instead going to go into Roach Warren. These Marines are going to move back. They've done their job of denying them the natural. The barracks are floating back home, and it looks like Cruel is going to move into a 4 racks push off of 2 base to try to punish the Zerg. Vega rather is gonna is gonna move into a 4 racks push off of 2 base to try to punish the Zerg, trying to retake his natural. Now a second gas is going down, and we are going to see roaches, but I don't see a lair yet, and I'm a little concerned about that because we have 340 gas piled up for Cruel. 380 gas now piled up for Cruel. No lair, and no potential for a Nidus Worm as a result. Vega's getting his tech labs on his barracks, getting ready for a stim timing. And this bunker is going to do a really good job of deterring this for a little bit. And is he going to get the salvage? Oh my god, he gets the salvage. Such BM. That's a bit of a BM mover there.
A little bit.
Just going to walk those Marines back. He's getting some extra bunkers, as he did see a bunch of roaches. So he knows that there's the potential for an attack with roaches or ravagers is definitely possible in the near future. Still no lair. I'm a little concerned about this because there's only 4 roaches out on the map, and they can't really do anything without speed or a Nidus to get them across the map into attacking. Otherwise, they just run into these bunkers and get shredded. So right now they're only being used for a minimal defense against a couple Marines that might come across, but I don't think that's really going to happen. Still no lair. So I'm getting more and more concerned with the position that Cruel is in this game.
Cruel's not in a very good position.
He's definitely in a bad position here.
One could say not optimal.
Starport going down. 3 barracks are producing now. Oh, I thought that there was a 4th barracks. Apparently there wasn't. I think it was the factory that I was looking at. So it's three barracks, a factory, starport. No 3rd base in sight yet, so I think it is going to be a 2-base timing push off of Stim. And possibly 1 tank? Maybe 2 tanks. Yeah, he's salvaging the barracks. It looks like the timing push is coming. Reaper checking the front to see what the army looks like for the Zerg. And right now, it's not looking great, as it's basically the same as it was before. Now morphing Ravagers, but they're not really going to do that much against Marines with Stim. And reinforcing that wall again is Vega with supply depots. So he's looking at a really strong position here. Now, Cruel's gotten his 3rd base, but he's still behind by about 10 workers from Vega. Vega's already got his optimal saturation for his 2 base, and he's just looking at waiting for his upgrades and his proper unit count, I think. 'Cause there's still no 3rd CC, so there's no sign of wanting to expand. Just looking like he wants to do this timing push. 1-1 is being researched, which is a bit confusing to me because I think that you can just do this push without researching and just go win the game. But I think that Vega's just crossing his T's and dotting his I's, making sure that if he does need to go into a macro game, he's not behind. The push coming across here, 2 medevacs, 2 tanks, a bunch of Marines, a couple Marauders to help with the roaches. And the defense for Cruel is, what's that, like 11 Ravagers? There's just not a whole lot here. Ravagers do pack up a good punch if they can land the Biles, but it's really hard to land Biles on stimmed Marines. Their base is going to go down in a flash here. And the army for Cruel, while it does look beefy, it's just not that great at fighting all these Marines.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Those are good Biles. Oh, every single one is dodge, though. Decent micro to facilitate the positioning of those tanks. So now he has a position that can kind of hug this corner for him. And he's pushed Cruel back onto 2 base and a Ravager only defense. 2 more medevacs reinforcing now with a handful of Marines and Marauders in each. And another tank is going to move across the map as well. I think this is the choke out move here. Oh, it looks to me like did 1-1 get canceled? Oh no, 1-1 finished. Never mind. So 1-1 is finished now. He's just gonna march in and destroy all of these right through the Biles. Doesn't even matter. Takes the damage. GG is called, yes. And the series goes to Vega.